Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Thanks for checking out another episode of Northern Transmissions. This week I'm really excited to have talked to Ari Shaffir, one of the funniest guys, stand-up comedians on the road today. And yeah, it was great. Hope you enjoy. Here it is.
I am Jewish. I don't know if you guys could tell from... This is pretty much what they look like, you guys. I don't know if you've ever seen one in a movie or a magazine before, but it looks like this. Here's what Jewish girls look like, by the way. Ready? Bam! Same thing. They're hideous. They're like -2 times Brazil. They're just a lot of gross. And my mom wants me to date them, too. She's like, date a nice Jewish girl. Date a nice Jewish girl. I'm like, I'd rather just masturbate in front of the mirror. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'll paint my fingernails, look like a hand job, you know, like, who's that? Who's that? Could be anybody. Could be Angelina Jolie. I don't know. Okay, go back to Brad. I know you love me. Whistle. That guy's seen a Jewish girl before.
And that was Ari Shaffir with a little bit from the Nasty Show from the Just for Laughs festival in Montreal. We chatted a little bit about that, as well as the Shroom Fest, which he hatched and organized.
The Nasty Show tour. That must have been great times.
Oh, yeah, those are great. I'm doing another one in Ontario. You live in Vancouver?
Yeah, we're a little far geographically.
Yeah. We're doing another one in, not Toronto, but 2 hours north of Toronto in a few weeks, I guess, September 3rd. But, they're great. The Nasty Show in Montreal was amazing.
You did a few shows, right?
Yeah, we did. In Montreal, we did like 10 shows, the Nasty shows. And then in Vancouver, we did a couple. We did a couple in Ottawa. Where else did we go?
So is this going to be an ongoing... Sorry to interrupt you there.
They're trying to experiment Just for Laughs with like traveling like casino tours for Nasty and for other like sort of themes. Just for Laughs loves themes.
Yeah, right.
They don't like to stand up. They need a theme for everything. So, but it's been great. I love Canadian crowds. They're shockingly well-educated comedy crowds. I was there for like 3 weeks total. I went to Montreal for like a week, and then Toronto for 5 days, and then back to Montreal for another week.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Storyteller show.
What do you think of Montreal?
I love it. In the summer, I love it. In the winter, it's okay.
Yeah, that's my old hometown.
In the summer, I love it. God, it's fun there.
Yeah, good food, good. Did you get a chance to go for a smoked meat sandwich when you were there?
Yeah, I had smoked meat. I love poutine, so I just eat as much as I can. You can't get it anywhere else. Smoked meat, it's good, but it's like, I feel like, you can get that at delis in America.
I don't know about that.
You can get that stuff.
That's debatable.
In Montreal, it's great. I went to Dunn's in Montreal. It was great. I went to Dunn's in Ottawa, and it's disgusting.
Why did you went to Dunn's? You didn't go to Schwartz's, though? No one.
I went to Schwartz's. Yeah, I went to Schwartz's, too.
Yeah, Schwartz's.
But, I go there every time. But, different places make it better or worse. It's like everywhere now, but that's a change you can't find anywhere here.
I was just curious about the Shroom Fest, how that, pardon the pun, but how that got rolling and how it turned out in the end.
It went great. It turned out, this is how it started, I think. It was me and my friend Joey Diaz went downtown to watch whatever was left of the Pink Floyd play The Wall. And he got some acid, so we did that. And then we couldn't find good tickets. We waited till the last day. We were playing for like 30 days or something like that, or 9 days, something like that at Staples Center. So we waited till the last day, so we could not get tickets. The only tickets were like way on the side. We were already taking the acid, so we kind of freaked out downtown a little bit. And it was cool, but we went to get something to eat because we were like, well, this is unsafe. And then they kept giving us our bill, and I kept like, no, we want some dessert first. We didn't want to leave anymore. And so I'm like, no, I want some coffee. Is there anything we could do to stay there a little longer while everything was morphing? But I was like, next time we got to go to the beach and do it. And then I thought of my friend, this guy Benji, I know, has a place by the beach. And I was like, we should do it at Benji's house. We invite like a bunch of comics. And then I was like, they're not all going to do acid. We're like, we should all do mushrooms. And then I was like, you know what? All the comics in LA should do mushrooms together. And then I was like, why? It's just the comics. Let's do everybody. So, yeah. Sure. Somebody online suggested the name, and I was like, that sounds good.
That's hilarious.
And everybody just did mushrooms this weekend, yeah.
Thanks again to you for listening to Northern Transmissions. Here's a bit more of Ari Shaffir at the Nasty Show in Montreal.
Oh, I'm in a good mood. I just passed one of the biggest tests of my life, my STD test. You guys ever passed one of those? Woohoo! It's a good feeling. I was worried this time too because I had an ingrown hair on my fucking junk. Here's the deal, I shaved, whatever. Every once in a while, like once a year I shave. And it feels fucking wonderful, by the way. I'm not going to apologize for it. After I shave my balls, I just have my hand inside my pants all day long going, oh, this feels so fucking good. It's so smooth and awesome. I can't stop feeling my balls. People ask me what time it is. I'm like, fucking 2:45. And I was really feeling my balls there, by the way. That wasn't an act out. I was fucking fondling them and getting a little hard. Looking at you, I'm just kidding. All right, that was weird. He's a guy. But here's why I was worried. I got this ingrown hair on there. And I've never seen an ingrown hair before, but over here, it looks like a zit. No big deal. Here, herpes. Like, I was positive that's what I was. I had no idea.
Hope you're enjoying our conversation with Ari Shaffir. We chatted a bit about the late and great Mike DeStefano and a few other things, such as being able to get a prescription for pot in California.
You know Mike DeStefano? Did you know him, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did know him. He was great. He was so super cool. He when I was in New York last time, he went out of his way to, like, hook me up with spots.
That's
He's
really
like, come to this place with me. I'll see if I can get you on. And, he drove over there and got me on. Yeah, it was always cool. He came to LA all the time. He was a guy that, like, comedy has a lot of bitter people. I'm not exempt from that either. I've been bitter before. But Stefano, like, nobody has a bad word to say about that guy.
Yeah, it was...
Just two guys like that.
It was pretty shocking when he, a guy that overcame all his issues. And I remember reading it.
I think once he came out of all that drug addiction and all that stuff, and it became like he just didn't give a shit about being mean to anybody. He didn't care to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the first ones that died that I felt really bad about. Like, I never knew Geraldo. I met him once, just briefly. And Hedberg and Jenny. Hedberg I worked with once. Jenny I met once. But it's like I didn't know those guys. They died. It was like, all right, people died, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, just Stefano died. It's harder because I just knew him. And too bad.
It's a lot of the great young comics. They're kind of like, it's that 27-year-old. They die before they're so many great minds. I mean, is it something you think the comedians are predisposed to, like misery and bad luck or anything like that?
Well, a lot of it's drugs.
Yeah.
It's drugs, and if you do enough, they're not really good for you.
Yeah.
No one seems to say that, so even drug addicts don't think it's good for you. So yeah, eventually, I think Hedberg was all drugs.
Yeah, right.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't really know for sure, but I'm pretty sure what the name was. And so it's Stefano, really. It like weakened his heart all the time he was doing it.
Yeah, must have had an effect.
Yeah. Jenny was the only one who was like, who just took his own life because of his depression. Yeah, it's weird. I think it's just like you live with that responsibility long enough, you can do some damaging things to your body.
Yeah.
I do. I smoke pot every day. Like, if I had a real job, there's no way I could do that.
Pot is a bit more,
Yeah, it's easier on you.
You have a mental?
That should help me. Yeah, of course I do.
So how does it work?
You don't have to. You just go to a doctor that aren't even real doctors anymore. They don't do anything else other than pot checkups. And pay them anywhere between $40 and like $250, depending on who they are. And I go to the $40 or $60 ones, wherever I can find, and then you just tell them like what's wrong with you, and you can make up anything. You can literally make up anything. You can tell them like sleeplessness. That's what I did the first time because I was scared. Or I told them I had surgery on my knee, and it helped relieve my pain. But that's all bullshit. It it was, you can tell this time I didn't mess around. This time they were like, what's your ailment? And I'm like, nothing. I like to relax. And they were like, have you taken pot for your ailment? I'm like, I don't have an ailment. I just like to smoke pot and relax.
That's great.
And the guy was still like, yeah, okay, fine, here.
That's great.
And they don't care. They just want their money.
Next, I discussed with Ari the Lost Reality series, which was produced by National Lampoon.
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch Vacation and stuff like that. I used to love them, but they really bastardized their name after a while. It really just sold the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think somebody took it over, took over the company and just said, we're just going to make every dollar we can short term.
Right.
They weren't worried about putting out quality movies. They were just like, if you want to put our name on your movie, like, they didn't even get involved. They were just like, give us $50,000 and you can just put our name on there. Until at this point, it's worth nothing.
Oh, really?
The name is worth nothing.
That's incredible, because they were
It's kind of like the, they were great for a while.
Yeah.
Vacations, Animal House, they made some great movies.
Yeah.
You know? But it's kind of like the Playboy Mansion. When people say they went to a party at the Playboy Mansion, it's never the party anymore.
Yeah, really?
Just, they just rent it out for like $10,000. They can just have a party at Playboy Mansion. They have like one or two a year. I think like the Halloween thing, or I forget what they are. But like one or two are like the Playboy parties. The rest are just like fake ones.
So anyone can just rent the Playboy Mansion, Ed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. That's really a bummer.
You can have your party there. It really is. So you go there, you're like, this is going to be awesome. And it's none of the stuff that you've heard about.
Fuck, nothing's sacred anymore, man.
No, exactly. I hear my theory, once you've heard about an amazing situation, it's no longer amazing.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's sort of like, Vegas is great. In the 70s it was. Now it's rednecks and T-shirts.
Hi, I'm Ari Shaffir, and I'm the Amazing Racist. Today what we're going to do is make fun of the Chinese, Japanese, the Filipinos, the Hawaiians, the Cambodians, the Vietnamese. Hey, call them what you want. They're all Oriental to me, all right? What are you guys? What kind of Chinese are you?
We're Hawaiians.
Hawaiian?
Yes.
Japanese Hawaiian.
Japanese and Hawaiian.
Yeah.
That's interesting
the
to
best
me.
combo, bro.
Because your people attacked Hawaii. You remember that? Pearl Harbor? Kamikaze!
Oh, great.
That's all right. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. How are you guys doing? What kind of Chinese are you?
I'm not a Chinese. I'm a Filipino.
Welcome to America. No, thank you. I got my own. I don't want to get SARS. I appreciate it. I serve fish and chicken. Where's the dog section?
We don't serve dogs, sir. I'll give you a minute and I'll come back.
Okay. For an Asian, she kind of has an ass, huh? Fried rice. Say it. Say it with the R's. Fried. Can you do it?
I'm asking you to leave.
This is preposterous. I come in here, I want some dog, maybe a happy ending from your waitress. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Settle down. Please don't touch me. Stop it. Stop it. I need my parasol. Stop it. I didn't do anything.
And that was from the National Lampoon project, which we were talking about earlier, The Amazing Racist. And if you want any more information about Ari or The Amazing Racist, you can check out AriTheGreat.com. Or if you'd like any more information about the show, please check out my show, that is. Please check out www.northerntransmissions.com. Next, we talked about doing comedy in Middle America, as well as the political climate there.
I know a lot of times people complain about it, about certain areas, in terms of what kind of audience it is. But I think a lot of it, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I think a lot of it is just weaknesses as comedians. That they rely on the idea that they're in a place like New York or LA. It's a very liberal area, so you can get away with saying liberal things and people sort of be on your side. And then when you get to a place that's not nearly as liberal, it's a lot more conservative, you can still get them to laugh really hard. You have to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You got to make sure that all your jokes are really funny and not just sort of, I don't know, towing a line. Like, you can get away with making fun of George Bush Jr. in L.A. You could just say that guy sucks, and everyone will cheer.
Yeah.
You know, especially when he's off. Everyone just cheers. So they agree with you. But if you want to say he's awesome, they're not going to agree with you. Unless you really, really, consistently make every one of your points funny and poignant and like real.
Right.
If you do that, then even if they disagree with you, they'll still laugh at you. So I remember I had this like pro-gay marriage bit for a while, and I did it in LA. Well, it was really good. Whereas I did it in Nashville, and you just sense that this crowd was like, we don't agree with that. Like, we don't think they should be able to get married. Like, whatever assumptions you made about crowds in LA, you cannot make that assumption about this crowd. And so then it was like, the parts of that bit that relied on the idea that like all humans are equal, they should be afforded the same rights, they were not accepted there. Maybe a few people in the audience did, but most of them didn't. So then it was like, well, now these points have to go back on and make a really funny and solid punchline. So people shit about people places like Wilmington, Delaware. I think a lot of it's just sort of laziness of the comedian. Chris Rock, when he was working out that one great special, he used to go to old age homes. He used to work out everywhere in front of everybody. He didn't want to just work out in front of black people because he wanted it to be fun for everyone. He did a lot of work to make sure that it was. So I don't have that much of a problem in the Midwest. Also, I tell a lot of stupid dick jokes, and those are universal. Yeah, I think we're going to look back on this in like maybe 30 years. I'm now 37. Let's say when I'm 70, we'll look back on that, and the people that are 25 would not even be able to understand how stuff like that happens or has happened. The people that are being born in the next 5 years will really not have to. Once they're in college, it won't be an issue.
All right.
But yeah, they're still holding on. So like this is it's sort of scary, but it's also sort of like it's okay. You'll lose power soon. Well, if you lose power, that's it. You're done. You won't be able to push this point of view. It's just hatred.
Yeah.
The idea of like we got to hold on to the sanctity of marriage, and it's like why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
I get that you think a man and a woman should be able to get married. That's all it should be. That's because that's the way you do it. So what if somebody wants to do a different thing? It doesn't affect your marriage in any way.
Yeah.
It doesn't cheapen it. You're still married to your stupid fat wife. It doesn't matter. And then they're like, well, what happens if they want to get married to a dog? And you're like, one, that's ridiculous. And two, so what? Let them get married to a dog. How does that affect you? I don't understand. That's not even a great proof. It's ridiculous, sure. But like, you can get married to a tree post. Who cares? What's the fucking difference? You don't have to do it. Yeah. As long as it doesn't infringe on anyone else's like liberties or freedoms, like what does it matter? Go for it. I'm in favor of all drugs legalized in your own home. It's just like just do what you want to do if it doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah, totally. It does create. I mean, some of those people running like Bachman or what's his name? I mean, they do create a lot of good material for you in some markets. Michelle Bachman.
I don't do any political material. I don't give a fuck about politics.
Okay.
No, my math is good enough to know for a fact that your vote does not matter in any way whatsoever.
Yeah. Cool.
It's ridiculous to think you're making a difference. It's ridiculous. I can show you the odds. If you're in a jury of 12 people and you vote last, it doesn't really matter when you vote. If you vote last, the odds of just your vote on a 12-person jury mattering to the outcome of the jury, it's so minute. And that's on a 12-person jury. If you're talking about millions and millions of people just in your state alone, you know why they vote for president after they already know who won?
Yeah.
And they still think they're making a difference. It's like you're doing nothing. It'll get taken care of. The black vote, that matters. Things like that. The Midwestern vote, things like that matter, but not any individual.
Right.
So it's I let it get taken care of for me. I follow sports and music and comedy.
Cool.
And do my own thing.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation with Ari Shaffir. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. Thanks very much to the great engineer-producer Andy Kallstrom, who always does an amazing job. And please check out Ari's website at arithegreat.com. Or if you need more info about our show, go to www.northerntransmissions.com. That's a wrap, and we are out.
Because I made mistakes. We've all done bad shit before. I was in Dallas. I had sex with this girl, and I had a condom fall off. Has that ever happened to you guys? Me neither. But in the short story I'm writing about this guy had a condom fall off. It's a fantasy. It'll never happen in real life. But his name is Ari in the short story, just like me. So it wasn't my fault. I have one of those like 70% boners. You ever get one of those? It's like not all, I'm a little drunk. She's a little fat. You know, it's 70% is not bad. You can still squeeze the base and get it all the way. You know that move? We're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? But totally cool, totally cool. But what about what? There's no problem here. Why don't I teach you that in sex ed? I don't care where your ovaries are attached to. I'll never need to learn that. Teach you the move where it looks like I'm squeezing a half-empty toothpaste container. Yeah, teach me that move. That's something I can use. So anyway, when I wasn't squeezing it, when I was basing up, it just went right back down again. So the condom wasn't really on there very tight. It was more like a sandwich bag. You know, just kind of resting around there. So at some point, I'm having sex, it starts to feel really good, and the boner just goes all the way up. And I'm like, that's awful weird. Oh, the condom's gone. That's the only answer, because condoms fucking suck. I don't know, most guys in here have worn a condom before. You girls have no idea. They feel, here's what it feels like. Imagine in January where you're driving your car here, where it's fucking freezing. And you're driving along, and you have gloves on because it's so cold, right? So you're driving along, you pull over to a meter, and you gotta put change in the meter. So you reach into your pocket to get some change. But you got these big fucking gloves on. So you reach in there, and you kind of feels like a quarter and a nickel in there, but you can't quite feel which one's which, you know what I mean? It might be a book of matches, or your cell phone. So you try reaching harder and faster, and you can't feel a goddamn thing. That's what fucking with the condom is like. It's a lot like that.